We back with probably my favorite series on this channel, the top 10 matches of February 2026. Right, y'all love these. We made a return for this 2026. Yeah, you guys always get good views on these videos and the likes and stuff, so I appreciate that. Let's get into it. Uh, right, usually if this is your first time, we do our top 10 matches of the month, which could be from Raw, SmackDown, PLEs, and even NXT. Now, I will say this. I haven't watched NXT too much this month, so I didn't do any NXT matches. But normally we do add it. So this month, though, there will be no NXT matches. So if there was any banger NXT matches that happened in the month of February, and you're wondering why it's not on here, I didn't really watch, maybe like one show this month of NXT. So that's why. And I don't want you guys to get like your feelings hurt. So we have 4 honorable mentions, it looks like here. So let's get into it. Let's start with our honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 1 at 14, I guess you could say. Tama Tonga versus Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown. I thought it was a fun match. I'm pretty sure this is like beginning of the month too. I might be wrong on that. But just a little mini feud, right? Like the old days, brought it back. They just had a good old-fashioned wrestling match on SmackDown. That was kind of it. I don't know if they're going to continue this feud or not, but I thought their match on SmackDown was good, so maybe this is a WrestleMania match right here if they want to continue the feud, because I think they could if they really wanted to, and I enjoyed their match here. That would be cool. Another honorable mention here is Io Sky versus Raquel versus Kairi Sane, the triple threat here. Amazing. Raquel has been one of my favorite women wrestlers the past year. I really want her to get the World Heavyweight Championship belt at some point. Kairi Sane is underrated to me, and Io Sky is the best women's wrestler in the ring. All 3 of these girls had amazing chemistry. It was a fun Raw match. Had to add it on here. Another honorable mention is the 5-on-5 tornado match on SmackDown. This was with Solo and his family, right? The MFTs versus, like the SmackDown Avengers. I thought this was a fun match. And then my last honorable mention here was Trick Williams versus Carmelo versus Damian on SmackDown triple threat, to qualify for Chamber. Yeah, Trick Williams and Carmelo always have good in-ring chemistry. And then you had Damian Priest in there. You had that big boy. Fun little triple threat here. Got, your blood pumping. It was a fun little match. All right, now moving into the top 10 at 10. Carmelo Hayes versus Matt Cardona, SmackDown. This was actually a more recent one. But I just enjoyed this one, right? It was a U.S. Open challenge. Matt took it out, right? It was supposed to be Dragunov, but, it looks like they're delaying Dragunov. I don't know if they're trying to save Melo versus Dragunov for WrestleMania or something for the U.S. title, and that's why they're trying to do the story of Dragunov, like, not wanting to wrestle him right now to kind of drag it. But anyways, Matt took it, and, yeah, this match was a longer match, too. It kept going on. There's a few commercial breaks that hit during this one. The crowd was loving it. The near falls were fun. There's a few times I was like, oh my god, does Matt like actually get this? It was fun going back and forth. So yeah, I think this deserves to be in the top 10 for me personally. At number 9, I have Randy versus Solo versus Aleister Black, Elimination Chamber qualifying match here. Yeah, this was better than I thought. I believe this was the main event of the SmackDown that happened too, and they just were all going crazy. Seeing Randy, a vet, having fun with Aleister Black, having fun with Solo, and now you even have, the feud of Aleister Black and Randy Orton going on. You had Selena Vega out there, cheering for Aleister Black. This is a fun little triple threat. As you can see, if you haven't, seen a pattern here, I have a lot of the qualifying triple threat matches on here, but those are some of the best matches this month. That was really a main focus of this month. This was Elimination Chamber month, so they had the qualifying matches going and stuff. And also, if this is your first time watching me, triple threat matches are my favorite type of wrestling matches. So that's also going to give you some points on those. At number 8, I have the men's Elimination Chamber match. Right, the whole match itself. A little disappointed. I thought it'd be a little better, definitely with how stacked it was. But I think what carries this match is definitely the ending, without a doubt. Like, throughout the match overall, it wasn't bad, it was just okay. I thought we were going to get some better spots. I wish I was a little more entertained, but the ending was definitely crazy. Right, with Seth returning, screwing Logan. Logan going on a crazy streak of eliminating 3 people. Drew coming out, hitting Cody, but then Cody and Randy team up to take out Drew, but then Randy takes advantage of that, RKO's Cody. Randy wins the Elimination Chamber. It was a fun little ending there, right? I would definitely say, like, the little ending of this match definitely carries for sure, but since it was that good, I'm going to have it at number 8 here. At 7, we're going to have Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Nia Jax and Last Legend Women's Tag Belts. The first time they did this on SmackDown. Not the second time, because they did verse them a second time, and that's when Rio lost the belts. But I preferred this one. I thought this was a better match. This was crazy, right? You have the spot of Last Legend going through the barricade by the, what's the name? I'm blanking on the thing. The bell ringer or whatever, right? That was crazy. Everything was going crazy. You had Io Sky hopping through the ropes to take out Nia also as well. The crowd was loving this. I had fun. I think this was just a very fun match. Very excited for this one. At number 6, we have CM Punk versus Finn Balor at Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight Championship belt. Fire match. These two in-ring chemistry is actually insane. That makes me want to see them more. We've seen this on Raw, right? And then this was the rematch. Both matches are fire, but this one was really good. Really solid match. The only thing that sucks about this match is we knew that CM Punk was winning. So every time even Finn Balor, got a finisher off, or, was going for a pin, I was like, yeah, CM Punk is kicking out, or, you know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing that sucks. I wish we would have had this feud before WrestleMania, before Roman chose CM Punk, because they're not going to change that match. I mean, it's CM Punk and Roman Reigns. That's what's going to sell your WrestleMania tickets right there. So that's unfortunate. I wish we would have had this feud at a different time. But doesn't change the fact that as a wrestling match, it was very solid, right? And then you also got to add that CM Punk entrance. Holy cow, that was insane. That literally gave me goosebumps. Logan Paul versus Jacob Fatu. Oh, my bad. I didn't even say the number. At number 5, Logan Paul versus Jacob Fatu on SmackDown for the last Elimination Chamber qualifying match. This is literally the SmackDown right before Elimination Chamber. This is when Jey Uso got taken out literally at the beginning of the show. And, since Jey Uso was supposed to be in the chamber, we had one last match, who's going to take that spot, which was between Logan and Jacob Fatu. This is a fire match. Logan Paul is such a good in-ring wrestler, and so is Jacob Fatu. This was such a unique match to watch. Very fun match to watch. Holy cow, I thought I would never see the day of seeing Logan Paul and Jacob Fatu in a wrestling ring one-on-one, but here we go. We've seen it, and it was fun, and honestly, I didn't know who was going to win, because either way, I think, was both a right choice, right? You had Logan Paul in there, and you could have added the heel, but if you had Jacob Fatu in there, you have the Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes story, right? So I was like, who's actually winning here? I think either one would have been a win-win. But Logan happened to win. We had the Vision come out. We had the fake Masked Man come out. A lot was happening here. Good wrestling match. This was crazy. Into my top 4. At number 4, Stephanie versus Raquel Women's World Heavyweight Championship on Raw. This was the street fight. It's just the spots in this were crazy. All the table spots, everything about it. Now, there was a few botches that didn't look too great. But overall, I thought the match was great. You had Liv coming in story-wise, right? Also, Liv trying to help Raquel, but actually screwed her, where it allows Stephanie to win. So now you have that little story going on, right? So this was just a very fun match, because definitely at the time as well, until Liv won the Royal Rumble, and chose Stephanie, after this match, I thought they're definitely leading towards Raquel versus Liv Morgan at WrestleMania. Doesn't look like, no, it doesn't. It's confirmed that they're not going that direction now, with Liv winning the Royal Rumble, picking Stephanie, and then Raquel losing Chamber, so she doesn't even have a belt match anymore, right? She doesn't have that opportunity. So I was like, there was a little hope left, right, at Chamber. I was like, what if Raquel wins Chamber, and then she wants Stephanie, and then we get, a Liv, Stephanie, Raquel triple threat or something? I don't know, but they're not going that direction. But this match itself was fun. Seeing Stephanie Akira and Raquel go at it, main event street fight. Very, very, very fun. Top 3 here, going in at 3. Trick Williams versus Rey Fenix on SmackDown. Holy cow, what a match. What a match. Trick Williams has been hot since he went up to SmackDown. He's cooking, and listen, I do think Trick's weakest thing about him, right? Amazing promos, amazing character, amazing entrance, amazing music, amazing chants, amazing whatever he does, right? Amazing how he just looks, his outfits he wears. His biggest weakest for me is his in-ring wrestling ability, but he was really good in this match. And I think he showed out that he could be a good in-ring wrestler. And I wish he would wrestle like this all the time, because this was a very good match. And Rey Fenix, obviously, just amazing in-ring wrestler as well. So them two combined, on a SmackDown. Crowd was hot. This was fun. Number 2 here, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch at the Elimination Chamber match. I think this is a solid match. AJ Lee winning her first belt over 10 years. Her first belt that's not the Divas Butterfly belt, because, you know, when she was wrestling, that's the only belt that women's had. They didn't have the women's tag belts. They didn't have the women's championship, world heavyweight, US, intercontinental, like all these 1,000 belts that women's have now. It was just that one. So that, you know, it sounds crazy because AJ Lee being one of the GOATs, but this is her second belt she's ever won in WWE now. But it was a good moment. They're going back and forth, a lot of good spots in this, and I wouldn't be surprised if they push this feud to WrestleMania. Maybe Becky Lynch tries to get a rematch, and we get a rematch one last time they verse here at WrestleMania for, you know, AJ Lee's IC title now. We'll see what happens. But I'm also going to be biased towards this match because if this is your first time watching me, you don't know, my top 2 women's wrestlers of all time is literally Becky Lynch and then AJ Lee. My Mount Rushmore goes this: John Cena, Becky Lynch, Roman Reigns, AJ Lee. So 2 people my Mount Rushmore going one-on-one. I'm going to be very biased. So I was very excited for this match. Even though the promos for this match was absolutely buns, which was disappointing. Their promos leading up to this was so bad. I'm going to assume, I gotta feel like it was the writers, because Becky Lynch is really good at promos, and so is AJ Lee. So I don't know why their promos weren't connecting. I don't know what was happening. It was either they had bad chemistry in promos, or the writers were sucking. I don't know what was going on. But either way, again, I'm just adding bias points to this, why this is at 2. Like, I can understand if people have this at like 4 or 5 or something, maybe even lower. But again, being biased to my favorite wrestlers of all time, it's going to be very high. And my favorite match of February 2026 is the Women's Elimination Chamber match itself. Holy cow, this was solid. This was really, really solid. The spots in this, Tiffy was just getting roughed up, man. Call her MVP, right? She needs a double pay with the spots she was taking. Kiana James was able to showcase herself, which is very important, because ever since they brought her up, she's Julia's manager. They gotta do a little more with her, because Kiana can wrestle if you can't sell from this match. And then also Raquel actually showcasing that she is a powerhouse, because that's what she's supposed to be. Literally having pinning 2 people at once. What a spot right there. That was insane. So everyone was shining in this. The ending of this match was fun as well. And honestly, I'm going to be honest, Rhea Ripley for me was an unexpected winner. I just assumed they're going to go the Tiffy route. Or Tiffy route or Raquel route, right? Those are my 2 options. I was like, all right, they could do Tiffy versus Jade and get that rematch going, because, you know, they had the feud in the beginning of the year, SummerSlam and stuff. Or, like I was saying earlier, they go the Raquel route, and maybe Raquel goes for Stephanie, and we get like a Stephanie, Liv, Raquel triple threat or something, and then maybe they have like another match in SmackDown to see who versus Jade. They didn't go that route. That's why I was like, wow, right? Like Rhea Ripley, I know she's popular, she's the girl right now, but with her just losing the tag belts, I thought she was still in that tag team with Io. I don't know if she's going to go for a rematch with those belts at WrestleMania or something, so that's why I just was not expecting it. But hey, they pulled it, and I'm not mad about it. Rhea and Jade, I think, is going to be a fun WrestleMania match. I mean, 2 amazing in-ring wrestlers. I'm excited for this. I think this will be a very fun match at WrestleMania. I don't know why people are hating on it. I just feel like people are hating on it because Jade isn't really wrestling too much right now. But, like, that might not even be on her. I don't know who that's on. I don't know why she's not wrestling as much as she should. I mean, you know how Triple H is. For some reason, he doesn't like his champions wrestling. So I don't know what's going on, but she is still a very good wrestler. And I enjoy Jade. So I'm personally excited for this. Rhea Ripley, one of my favorites. Jade, I think, is very underrated and goated. I'm excited for this. But yeah, the match itself, very solid. I would say this definitely was better than the men's Elimination Chamber match. The men's ending was definitely crazier, but as a whole match, this was my favorite match of the month. You guys let me know some of your favorite matches of February 2026. And do you think I cooked? Do you agree with some of mine? Or do you think I should move some of mine? Should the AJ Lee match be lower? Should, I don't know, the men's Elimination Chamber match be higher? What do you guys think? Tell me, guys. I always appreciate the comments. I read all my comments. I'll reply to them for you. All you gotta do for me is drop a like. It takes a second of your time, and you don't realize how much that helps YouTubers. Just right now, 1, 2, 3, like, and you just help me like crazy. But I hope y'all enjoyed. Catch you on the next one.